What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. As always, I am so excited to have you guys here, and I'm excited to be doing a what I eat in a week. I haven't filmed one of these in a while, but I filmed this right before I left on a trip to Florida, so it was a very clear out the fridge kind of week. But jumping right in, if you guys have been watching any of my latest videos, you know that I've been obsessed with this oatmeal. I've been batch prepping my oats, and then they're really quick and easy to have in the morning. I just cook up some oats with cinnamon. I add some coconut sugar, flax seeds, chia seeds, and I always grind my flax and chia seeds fresh. And then I will also add some frozen blueberries. And then in the morning, I just add some Greek yogurt. I top it off with some hemp seeds and then either peanut butter or almond butter, whatever I'm feeling. And that has just been a staple breakfast for me. And then every day after my breakfast, I will make a coffee. I didn't film it every day. I also didn't include my snacks throughout the week because it was just too much to film. So just keep in mind, this is just mainly my main meals. Now, moving on to lunch, I actually soaked this overnight. So this is just a mix of a bunch of grains. I think there's brown rice, red rice, wild rice, mung beans, and lentils. So I always try and soak my grains overnight if I can. And I just cook those up on the stovetop. And then I started chopping up a bunch of veggies. Like I said, this was a very clear out the fridge kind of week. So I just cut up what I had on hand. I had some red cabbage, parsnips, shallots, and carrots. And I just seasoned those with garlic powder, salt, and pepper and roasted them in the oven for about 45 minutes. While my veggies were roasting, I also prepped some tempeh. So I always season my tempeh the same way with tamari, maple syrup, and garlic powder. And I just roasted that in the oven along with the veggies. And while everything was roasting in the oven, I got started on a really quick tahini sauce. So I added olive oil, tahini. I think I also used, some mustard, honey. I'm rewatching this and remembering what I put in. Salt, pepper, parsley, turmeric, just the basics. I thinned it out with a little bit of water and blended it up. I always taste as I go, and of course it needed more tahini. Once everything was out of the oven, I just combined it all in a giant bowl, and I will apologize, the meals do get repetitive because I ended up just eating this as a huge thing of leftovers. I used all the veggies and most of the tempeh when I made this big batch, but it's always nice to have those quick pre-made meals in the fridge for busy weeks. Now for dinner, I ended up having leftovers, and I filmed this directly after my last video. So if you want to see how I made any of this, it's all in the last video, but I had some leftover chicken from Saturday and some leftover sweet potatoes and broccoli from Sunday. I also just mixed up some tahini and sauerkraut, which is my favorite combo. It just goes so well together. I warmed all of that up, and that was my dinner on Monday. Now I also made some pumpkin bread over the weekend, so I did have that as a dessert. And just so you know, this was basically my snack the whole week. But that was the Monday. Now, Tuesday ended up being very similar to Monday. I just had the same oatmeal bowl for breakfast, and for lunch, I just had some more of my leftovers of the rice tempeh bowl thing that I made on Monday. I topped it off with some sauerkraut, but it was just really quick, easy meals that day. And for dinner, I just had more leftovers. If you ever do need a sign to eat your leftovers, let this be your sign. Cause that's what I feel like. So on Wednesday, I had a kabocha squash that I wanted to use up before my trip. So I roasted that in the oven with some salt, cinnamon, and avocado oil. And then while that was roasting, I also scrambled up some eggs with mushrooms. Again, just trying to use up what I had in the fridge. for a midweek treat, we got sushi for takeout on Wednesday. I got a spicy salmon roll, a yam avocado roll, and a salmon avocado roll, and it was absolutely delicious. And by the time we got to Thursday, it was really slim pickings in my fridge, but I did have some carrots. So I started by frying those up, and then I had a few cans of sardines in my pantry as well. So I chucked those all in a skillet along with some of the leftover squash. I also had a little bit more of the rice mixture. So I put that all in together, seasoned it with some garlic powder, parsley. Was it the best meal? No, but it got the job done. I also topped it off with some sauerkraut and tahini, and that was my lunch. And for dinner, I just had more leftovers. Finished up the sweet potato. I had a bunch of the squash, a little bit of the tempeh that was still left over from Monday. I also had these random pickled beets in the fridge, so I added those in as well. Of course, I topped it all off with some tahini. Now, moving on to Friday. Friday was a little bit of a hectic day because I ended up working in the morning, and then we had to catch an afternoon/evening flight. So I took my coffee and breakfast to go. I had some of the leftover sardine mixture with some random pieces of squash. I picked up a coffee at the airport, and then I actually had some more of the rice tempeh thing that I made on Monday with, again, more of the squash. And then by the time we landed, they actually had some freshly baked cookies at the hotel, so I had one of those for dessert. That is where I'm going to end it, but I thought I'd also add in a few clips of my trip. It was so much fun. I had such a good time, ate lots of yummy food, but as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys got some meal ideas or inspiration. If you did enjoy the video, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!